Imagine waking up every morning feeling full of energy, as though each new day brings with it not just tasks but opportunities, a time to grow, reflect, and live in harmony with your body and spirit. What would it mean to live like this not only in our youth but into old age, with a sense of vitality and peace that remains untouched by time? In a quiet corner of Japan, far from the bustling cities and daily grind of modern life, there exists a serene temple nestled among towering pine trees and ancient rocks. Here, we find a remarkable man, a Buddhist monk named Keiji, who, at 97 years old, still carries the energy and resilience of a much younger man. His skin is smooth, his gaze steady, and his steps sure. Many who encounter him wonder, what is the secret to his vitality? Keiji's life and health stand as a testament to the idea that age does not necessarily equate to decline. In a world where aging often signifies a decrease in energy and increase in ailments, his lifestyle defies these expectations. People from around the world journey to his temple, hoping to discover his secrets to lifelong health and peace of mind. And though many would expect a complex regimen of rare herbs, intensive exercises, or hidden rituals, Keiji's secrets are, at first glance, surprisingly simple. He lives by a set of choices that are as much spiritual as they are physical. His diet consists of 5 essential foods: brown rice, tofu, fermented vegetables, green tea, and sesame seeds. These foods are not only packed with nutrition, they embody a profound philosophy, one that honors nature and nurtures the mind as well as the body. Yet, his wisdom does not end with what he consumes. Keiji believes that just as important as these life-giving foods are the foods he carefully avoids. He has entirely excluded 3 silent poisons from his diet: refined sugar, white flour, and fried foods. So, what is it about these 5 foods that contributes to Keiji's remarkable health? And why does he consider certain foods harmful enough to avoid entirely? As we explore Keiji's daily rituals and choices, we'll gain insight not only into a unique approach to health but also into a philosophy of life that we can all adopt, regardless of age. Part 1. The Philosophy of Longevity and Health in Eastern Wisdom. In Western culture, health is often seen as a battle against disease, a series of treatments, and a regimen to maintain physical fitness. However, in many Eastern traditions, health is viewed as a delicate balance between the body, mind, and spirit. The goal is not merely to prevent illness but to foster a state of harmony within oneself and with the world around. For Keiji, the journey to good health is not a chore but a way of being that reflects his respect for life and the natural world. Each day begins with a simple ritual of mindfulness, setting the tone for a life lived in alignment with these principles. Rather than rushing through breakfast or grabbing a meal on the go, Keiji approaches food with reverence. In his view, every meal is an opportunity to reconnect with the earth and honor the sustenance it provides. Keiji's health practices go beyond nutrition alone. They extend into every part of his day. From mindful breathing and meditation to conscious movement and daily tasks that require care and presence, each activity he performs is a step on his path to health, clarity, and resilience. When it comes to his diet, the monk emphasizes simplicity, consistency, and a deep respect for the food's origins and essence. It's a perspective that might sound unfamiliar to those of us accustomed to dietary trends, quick fixes, and the pursuit of variety. Yet, for Keiji, the path to longevity lies in these daily acts of devotion to his body and spirit. Part 2. The 5 foods that fuel body and mind. Each food Keiji consumes is chosen not just for its nutritional benefits but for its symbolic meaning and connection to a larger philosophy. These foods are neither exotic nor hard to find. They are the same simple ingredients available in many cultures. But the way Keiji consumes and relates to them reveals a depth that transforms each bite into an act of gratitude and connection. 1. Brown rice. the foundation of energy and stability. Brown rice is the staple that starts Keiji's day. Unlike white rice, which has been stripped of its outer layers and essential nutrients, brown rice retains its bran and germ, which are packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. This simple grain is both nourishing and grounding, providing a stable source of energy without causing the blood sugar spikes often associated with more refined grains. For Keiji, brown rice symbolizes more than just sustenance. It is a reminder of the earth's abundance, a link to ancient traditions, and a practice in humility. Each morning, he begins his meal with a small bowl of brown rice, eating slowly and savoring each bite. In a world that often rushes through meals, he reminds his visitors to slow down, to chew thoughtfully, and to feel the energy of the grain as it becomes part of their being. Keiji believes that simplicity is the key to health. A story he often shares with visitors is of a young farmer he once knew who worked long, grueling days in the fields. This farmer, though not wealthy, was always filled with vigor and strength, and his meals were basic: brown rice, vegetables, and occasionally a piece of fish. When asked about his health and energy, the farmer would simply say, "I eat with gratitude, and the earth provides for me." Through this story, Keiji teaches that it is not the complexity or richness of food that sustains us, but the humble, unprocessed foods that carry the earth's natural energy. Each grain of rice is a gift, a small but powerful source of life that can nourish the body and bring balance to the mind. Eating brown rice every day, he believes, is a way to anchor oneself, to remain grounded, and to start each day with a sense of stability. 2. Tofu. The lesson of adaptability. Tofu is a food that often surprises people. It is simple, versatile, and easily overlooked. Yet for Keiji, tofu is a powerful symbol of flexibility and nourishment. Made from soybeans, tofu is rich in protein and contains all the essential amino acids, making it a complete source of nutrition. Keiji consumes tofu every day, often with a sprinkle of fresh herbs or a dash of soy sauce to add subtle flavor. In Keiji's view, tofu represents the power of adaptation. Much like tofu absorbs the flavors it is paired with, he believes that we, too, should be open to life's many flavors, learning to adapt with grace to whatever circumstances arise. A young visitor once asked him, "Master, don't you get tired of eating the same food every day?" Keiji responded with a gentle smile, explaining, "It is not the food that tires, but the mind that resists simplicity. Every meal is a chance to savor something new if we are open to it." This message resonates deeply with many of his followers, especially in a time where variety and novelty are often prioritized over substance. To Keiji, tofu's unassuming nature is a lesson in humility and resilience. It reminds him that strength often lies in subtlety, and that we do not always need to seek out new experiences to find joy. There is beauty in familiarity and a quiet strength in returning to the same nourishing foods each day. Part 3. Foods to avoid for health and peace. In addition to his chosen 5 foods, Keiji's practice includes avoiding certain foods he considers detrimental to health and balance. These are what he calls silent poisons, foods that may taste good or provide a momentary pleasure but, over time, disrupt the body's harmony. Keiji's approach is not one of strict denial but of mindful choice. He encourages his visitors to listen to their bodies and to consider the impact each food has on their well-being. His words resonate with those who visit the temple, as they often realize that the foods he avoids are the same foods they turn to for comfort or convenience. Yet Keiji believes that the true comfort and peace we seek cannot be found in these foods, but rather in those that support our body and mind. 1. Refined sugar. The deceptive sweetness. Refined sugar is one of the first foods Keiji advises avoiding. While natural sugars in fruits and honey carry nutrients and fibers that support the body, refined sugar lacks these benefits. It provides a quick burst of energy but then leads to a crash. often leaving the body craving more. Keiji's stance on sugar is not one of complete abstinence but rather one of mindful moderation. He believes that when we eat sweets, it should be with the awareness of where they come from and how they affect us. In his own practice, he turns to natural sources like fruit or a small amount of honey, savoring them as gifts from nature rather than mere indulgences. A family who once visited Keiji's temple shared their journey of transforming their diet by reducing refined sugars. Over time, they noticed a significant improvement in their energy, mood, and even in their children's focus at school. This story highlights how eliminating certain foods can lead to positive changes, proving that sometimes, the simplest shifts bring about the greatest transformation. 2. Fermented vegetables. The power of patience and internal strength. Each day, Keiji includes a small serving of fermented vegetables in his diet, often in the form of homemade kimchi or pickled radishes. These are not just flavorful additions, they are rich in probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that support gut health, digestion, and a strong immune system. For Keiji, fermented vegetables symbolize the process of transformation and patience. Just as fermentation requires time and careful cultivation, health and longevity require patience and a dedication to gradual improvement. Keiji often speaks of patience as one of life's greatest virtues, sharing the story of his own early experiences with fermenting vegetables. In his youth, he was taught the art of fermentation by an older monk who believed that the act of waiting and trusting in the process was as valuable as the food itself. He recalls watching jars of vegetables slowly transform, the initial harsh flavors softening and developing into something nourishing and delicious over weeks or months. He compares this transformation to personal growth, saying, "When we allow ourselves time to change, to become better, we too develop a richer, more harmonious life." Fermented vegetables, with their complex flavors and health benefits, remind him that even the most challenging processes can yield great rewards if we are patient. One of the pilgrims who visited Keiji's temple shared a similar story. This man, who had struggled with digestive issues for years, was inspired by Keiji's advice to incorporate fermented foods into his diet. Over time, he saw a profound improvement in his digestion and overall health, realizing that just like fermentation, healing and growth take time. This man's experience reinforces Keiji's teachings. Sometimes, it's the slowest processes that yield the most profound results. 3. Green tea. A ritual of calm and focus. Throughout his day, Keiji enjoys green tea, savoring it in small sips that bring him clarity and peace. Green tea, especially the high-quality matcha often enjoyed in Japan, is rich in antioxidants that combat cellular aging, reduce inflammation, and enhance mental focus. But for Keiji, green tea is more than just a health tonic. It is a ritual that helps center his mind and connect him to the present moment. In the temple, tea is often prepared as part of a meditative practice, each movement deliberate and thoughtful. Keiji views tea preparation and drinking as an art form, one that teaches the value of mindfulness. He often encourages his guests to drink tea slowly, focusing on each sip, and he tells them, "Let each cup remind you to be here, now," with a clear mind and an open heart. He shares a story about a young nun who once came to the temple seeking answers about her life's purpose. Observing her restlessness, Keiji invited her to join him for tea each morning. At first, she struggled to remain present, her thoughts wandering as she drank. But as the days passed, she found herself sinking into the calm rhythm of the ritual. By the end of her stay, the act of drinking tea had become a grounding practice that helped her find clarity and peace. This young woman left the temple with a renewed sense of purpose, having learned that life's answers are often revealed in moments of quiet presence. For Keiji, green tea is a reminder that we do not need to look far for peace. Often, it is as close as a single, mindful sip. In a fast-paced world, the practice of tea invites him to slow down, to listen to his body and mind. and to embrace life's simple pleasures. 4. Sesame seeds. The power of small things. The final ingredient in Keiji's daily diet is a handful of sesame seeds, often sprinkled over his evening meal. Although small, sesame seeds are packed with essential minerals such as calcium and magnesium, which support bone and heart health. Keiji views sesame seeds as a symbol of how even the smallest things can carry great power and importance. One of Keiji's most beloved stories is about a child who once visited the temple with his family. The boy was fascinated by the idea that something as small as a sesame seed could hold such powerful health benefits. Keiji explained to him that, like sesame seeds, even the smallest actions or thoughts we cultivate each day can have a significant impact on our lives. He told the boy, a single kind thought, a small act of patience, these are like sesame seeds. Alone, they may seem insignificant, but together, they make us who we are. This story became a lesson for the young boy, who later wrote to Keiji to thank him, sharing that he had started practicing small acts of kindness in his school and community. Over time, he had come to see how these small actions added up, helping him build deeper friendships and creating a positive impact on those around him. Keiji's message is simple. Strength does not lie in size, but in essence. He believes that by valuing even the smallest aspects of our lives, we cultivate a sense of gratitude and respect for the world around us. For him, sesame seeds are a reminder that it is often the quiet, unnoticed details that truly make a difference in our health, happiness, and well-being. Part 4. Avoiding the silent poisons. While Keiji embraces these 5 foods as pillars of his health, he is equally mindful of foods he believes to be harmful to body and spirit. He refers to these as silent poisons, foods that provide temporary pleasure but ultimately disrupt harmony and drain vitality over time. 1. Refined sugar. A false sweetness. Keiji warns of the dangers of refined sugar, explaining that while it may offer a momentary sweetness, it leaves the body in a state of imbalance. Unlike natural sugars found in fruits and honey, refined sugar lacks the fiber, vitamins, and minerals needed to balance its effects. It causes blood sugar spikes followed by crashes, creating a cycle of dependency that weakens the body and clouds the mind. One young disciple who often visited the temple shared a story of his own struggles with sugar. Raised in a family that relied heavily on processed foods, he found himself craving sweets constantly, feeling tired and unfocused despite his relatively young age. Inspired by Keiji's teachings, he made the commitment to replace refined sugar with natural alternatives like honey and fruits. Over time, he noticed an improvement in his mood and energy levels, realizing that true sweetness comes from nature, not from processed foods. Keiji's message about sugar is clear. Do not let sweetness deceive you. Seek sweetness in the things that nourish you, not in those that weaken you. He encourages his followers to embrace natural, unprocessed foods as the true sources of energy and joy. 2. White flour. Substance versus appearance. White flour, another food Keiji avoids, has been stripped of its natural fiber and nutrients, leaving it as little more than empty calories. Keiji believes that eating white flour is like trying to sustain oneself on shadows. It fills the stomach momentarily but leaves the body deprived of the complete nourishment it needs. He shares the story of a middle-aged man who visited the temple seeking help for his chronic fatigue. The man admitted to relying on white bread and processed grains as his primary sources of carbohydrates. Keiji suggested he switch to whole grains like brown rice and barley, foods that still contained the fiber, vitamins, and minerals essential for sustained energy. After a few weeks, the man felt revitalized, describing a newfound strength and clarity of mind that had eluded him for years. To Keiji, the choice between white flour and whole grains is symbolic of a larger life lesson. Choose foods that have substance. He says, just as in life, What seems pure and appealing on the surface may lack the essence that truly sustains us. Seek out what is whole and complete. 3. Fried foods. The trap of instant gratification. The final food that KG avoids is fried food. Although it may be satisfying in the moment, he believes it burdens the body and dulls the spirit. When food is fried, it is often stripped of its natural qualities and infused with unhealthy fats, making it difficult to digest and taxing for the body. KG often recalls a vivid dream he had as a young monk. In the dream, he was in a beautiful, clear river, but as he reached down to drink, the water transformed into thick, greasy oil. The sensation was overwhelming and suffocating, leaving him feeling heavy and oppressed. When he awoke, he realized the dream was a reflection of how he felt after eating fried foods, which left him feeling sluggish and weighed down. One evening, as he shared this story with the pilgrims gathered at the temple, a young girl asked, "Master, why do so many people love fried food if it is so harmful?" KG smiled and replied, "The mind is often drawn to what brings quick pleasure. But that pleasure is fleeting. True satisfaction comes from what nourishes, not from what burdens." KG advocates for simple cooking methods, like steaming and baking, which preserve the natural essence of food and are gentler on the body. He believes that these methods align with his philosophy of lightness and balance, allowing him to feel energized and harmonious with what he consumes. Part 5. Integrating KG's teachings in modern life. KG's approach to food and health may seem old-fashioned, but the principles he teaches are as relevant today as ever. In a world full of dietary trends and quick fixes, his message of simplicity, mindfulness, and balance offers a refreshing alternative. By choosing foods that are whole, unprocessed, and close to nature, we can cultivate a lasting sense of vitality and peace. One of the most powerful lessons KG imparts is that health is built on small, consistent choices. He reminds his visitors that each meal, each ingredient, and each bite can be a step toward a more balanced life. It's not necessary to adopt all of his practices at once. Even small changes, like incorporating one of the 5 essential foods or avoiding a silent poison, can lead to significant improvements in well-being. KG also encourages his followers to incorporate mindfulness and gratitude into their eating practices. By slowing down, savoring each bite, and reflecting on the food's origins, we can deepen our connection to ourselves, to nature, and to those who bring food to our table. He believes that health is not only about what we eat but about how we relate to food as a source of nourishment and joy. Conclusion. Every choice, a step toward harmony. As KG concludes his teachings, he leaves his visitors with a simple yet profound reminder. Every bite you take is a choice. Let each choice bring you health, joy, and balance. His words linger in the air, a quiet reminder that each meal is a chance to honor our body, our spirit, and the world around us. The old monk's wisdom transcends dietary advice. It is an invitation to live with purpose, to make choices that support our well-being, and to find peace in the simplest aspects of life. In a world that often prioritizes speed and convenience, KG's teachings offer a path to lasting health, a path where each step, each bite, and each breath is a chance to grow in harmony with ourselves and the world.